many leading media outlets have heaped praise on you for this record entitled "The Party." I mean, what's it been like to put in such hard work and then have this gratification where fans and critics alike appreciate your work so much?
Well, it's nice. I mean, I worked really hard on this album, so I'm just glad that people are listening to it.
Mm-hmm. And I understand you got a grant to record at a studio near Dresden for 10 days, where you were trying to integrate a band as well. I mean, was that quite a challenge for you? I mean, I understand you had to revisit a few times, right?
Yeah, well, we started with a band, and I thought that it would be nice to have other people play on the record and get other people's kind of voices on their instruments, but it just became really frustrating for me to try and tell people what to do, and I felt like it just became easier for me to do it instead of trying to explain it.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I understand with this record, the songs are not about your life, but fiction can be autobiographical, meaning that it doesn't have to relate to you or the situations that are not ones that you've necessarily been in, but that kind of worked for you with this one, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I think when you're writing fictional stuff, you end up putting so much of yourself into the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're writing songs about your life, you're always stretching the truth anyways. So.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel you were doing a lot of narrative songwriting because things happening to you were more limiting, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to write 10 songs about sitting in a van all day.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what was the most gratifying feature for you in forming new music? I mean, I know you've got a few albums under your belt now, but what was it about this one that really pleased you, the way you worked for it?
I mean, every time you make a song, it's just kind of, you're chasing that feeling of, it's like a rush when you finally get it all to work together.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, just finishing anything is gratifying.
Mm-hmm. And for you this time, I mean, the lyrics were super hard. You've mentioned it was like a compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you feel that was?
Well, because I had a concept that I was working within, so by about, I had a couple songs that I had written already, and then to fit them into the album, I had to change the lyrics and make them party themed,
Mm-hmm.
like characters at the party. So that was just kind of a challenge. I find that once I have a melody and words, it just feels wrong to change them,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels unnatural.
The track entitled "The Magician." I mean, tell me about your thought process as you were fleshing this one out. Was it like an organic process, or were you looking to imply a certain energy for the instrumentation?
Well, when I originally wrote it, the first demo was just piano and vocals. There was just a lot of space, so it was easy to kind of fill up the spaces between and then sort of arrange it so that everything worked well together. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also, "Twist Your Ankle." Here's another song. I mean, I understand this is quite personal, a low point, and about the idea of being misunderstood. Was it at all vulnerable for you to pen a track like this?
Yeah, it was one of those songs that I had to write it because it was, I don't know, it was one of those, I wrote it just about a bad night. It was something that I had to get off my chest a little bit. So.
Mm-hmm. And when you have this collection of songs and you have the sequencing process, is Martha Sways, was that identified early on as the album closer for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that one's, it's like super drunk, very end of the night, just dancing.
You listen to a lot of Randy Newman because he's quite the master at creating short stories in 2 to 3 minutes. I mean, when you overlook an artist that's so renowned, I mean, was it particularly kind of inspiring to kind of use that as a kind of template in a way for some of the songs?
Yeah, I mean, Randy Newman's songs are really inspiring just because they are what they are. I don't think I'll ever do something as good as he can do it, but it's just something to strive for.
What do you bear in mind mostly? I mean, what matters most when you are taking the stage and you're performing live? What do you bear in mind mostly?
Just try not to mess up. That's all I do.
Yeah. And tell us, man, I know there's a lot of touring going on for you. What's downtime like for you? I mean, you probably get limited amount of time when you visit various European countries or whether you're touring the States. I mean, what do you like to do when you do get a little window of opportunity to yourself?
Like on the road?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a super. There are people who really love traveling and going to places. I'm more of like I like to sit at home. So if I'm on the road and we have a day off, I'll probably play my guitar in the hotel.
What do you like to watch when you view videos on YouTube?
I don't know. I just go down rabbit holes of like. I've really got into watching Keanu Reeves, like compilations lately.
Yeah.
That's probably my top one right now.
What brings about most euphoria and bliss in your daily life?
I don't know. When I get to have a beer after a show, I don't know.
What are the key incentives that you hope to maintain as you venture ahead with your musical endeavors?
I just want to keep writing songs and just keep improving